Hello YouTube, Fable Grimmer giving you guys a deck profile for probably one of my favorite Combat Vanguard clans in Angel Feathers. They've been probably my favorite for a really long time now, and this right here was a deck that I wanted to mess around with so much. I wanted to make this deck for a little while, and that is it's the Celestial Metatron version. It's sort of a hybrid between the old Angel Feather strategy with the Pegasuses and then the new Celestials that came out in set 11 and set 13. So this sort of what people kind of flies under the radar a little bit because it is a little bit it's a very techy deck, very combo based deck. Unlike the other more well-known Celestial builds in Zarakiel, who is very straightforward, beat your face, and the Ramiel reverse deck, which is a lot more defensive with a cross ride, and focused on her pseudo retiring skill that she has. Both of which I have those decks profiled, so please go check those out too. And then to sort of round that out with your beatdown, your offensive beatdown, your defensive control, and then this is your combo. So let me get to the deck profile. I'll try to explain things a little bit as I go, but there's a lot this deck can do. Your starter is going to be Peniel, the basic Celestial starter, where you can put her into the soul, Superior Call a Celestial from your damage zone, and then put the top card of your deck face down into your damage zone. I'm actually kind of iffy on her in this build because I don't run as many. It's not pure Celestial, so I don't really have as many good targets for her as I'd really like to. But I usually want to grab like a Sariel or a Narelle off of her. That's sort of what she's here for, and why I run her over the the Grade 3 Searcher or something like that. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 crits. 4 being the Celestial crits, 4 being Critical Hit Angels for the additional plus 3k. Usually in Angel Feather decks, I like running draw cards. Either, I think my Zarakiel is 6 and 6 as far as draws, and then my Ramiel reverse is 8 and 4. But in this deck, I'm running the 12 crits because I want as much offensive push as possible for when I'm going off with my damage swapping turns, as well as your 4 heal as well, which is, every deck runs those. 4 Celestial Perfect Guards Annual. Perfect Guards run them. 4 Nursing Celestial Narelle, one of the new cards from set 13 that recently came out a little while ago. And she's sort of like a mini Love Machine Gun No Seal skill in a Grade 1. So you can choose a Celestial, when she's placed on rear guard, you can choose a Celestial from your hand, put it to your damage zone, and then choose any Angel Feather from your damage zone and add it to your hand. Or any card from your damage zone, add it to your hand if you have an Angel Feather Vanguard. So, while old Angel Feather decks were pretty reliant on things like Love Machine Gun to keep swapping out those. If you guys watched my Metatron deck profile from last year, I actually took that deck to the regionals in New York and did fairly well with it as well, for me still being a relatively new player back then. She gives you a Grade 1 no seal essentially for Celestials. So very nice as far as more damage swapping goes in the deck, which is what you want to do in the deck, is a damage swap for days. 4,000 Ray Pegasus. One of your two bread and butter cards. This is the old Angel Feathers showing up and combining with the new Angel Feathers. Every time a card is put into damage zone, this unit gets plus 2,000. So combined with your Narelle, your No Seals, your Break Ride, your Metatrons, you can easily swap 4 or 5 cards into your damage zone a turn, getting that 8,000, 10,000 buff, and just swing for huge columns off of these guys. And then to round out the grade 1s, I'm running 2 Clutch Rifle Angel. I think it's supposed to be Crutch Rifle Angel, honestly. But he is the 10k booster for your Vanguard. If your damage is equal or more than your opponent's, which in this deck is a pretty laughable condition. So I run him over something like the 8k or some of the other grade 1s. Because I need a very reliable Vanguard booster outside of my 1,000 Rays. And the 8k behind Metatron, who gets plus 3,000 when she attacks, they'll hit for 21. But he will hit for 23, which is nice for hitting cross rides. For essentially the same thing, and like if I have to ride him, I ride him, whatever. But in testing him, he just hits for a lot better numbers. It also hits for 21 behind, or 22, I guess, behind Ramuel. Anyway, but just for that extra 10k boost, just hits for a lot better numbers than the 8k boosters do. On the grade 2s now, we got 4 million Ray Pegasus. Same effect as 1,000 Ray in that it gets plus 2,000 every time a card is swapped put into the damage zone that turn. A Pegasus column can easily hit for shooting up to 30k when doing your combos. This is sort of like your power beat stick of the deck and what you want to focus on. So you want to get these guys out as soon as possible, protect them, and then use your damage swapping cards to boost them up. Next we have Emergency Celestial Danielle, probably one of the most fantastic cards that the clan has given, as Angel Feathers as a clan themselves struggle. They're very good at 1-for-1 swaps, but they struggle to gain pure card advantage, and she is one of the few cards that provides that. So let me read her effect in full. Damage Zone effect. Counterblast another card with Celestial in its card name. When another card is put into your damage zone, if you have an Angel Feather Vanguard, you can pay the cost. If you do, call this card to rear guard and put the top card of your deck into your damage zone. So she's essentially a free superior call from the damage zone at the cost of counterblasting 1 Celestial. Works very well with Sariel, works very well with Metatron, as you can just kind of put her back in the damage zone, call out something else, and then use your skill to call her back. She is the reason why the Celestial engine, her combined with Narelle, that right there is your mini Celestial engine right there, as they're probably the two they're the two main reasons why you're running Celestials in the deck outside the Break Ride. So 3 of her. She can get a little bit cloggy, as if you're going for an explosive turn full field, and she just might be stuck in your damage zone sometimes, which kind of stinks, but very versatile. Use her to defend, use her for free pluses. 3 Candle Celestial Sariel. Again, another versatile card. Lets you get any card you want from your deck to your damage zone, and then get another card from your damage zone to your drop zone. So she's very nice in setting up your damage zone, getting what you want in there to set up for your swap plays. Get a Danielle in there if you're running Zerakiel or Ramiel. She is probably the main source of getting that card, that specific card, into your damage zone. So that's what she's here for, is getting specific cards into your damage zone from your deck. So 2 of her, as well as 2 Love Machine Gun No Seals, which is placed on rear guard. swap an Angel Feather from your hand with the one from your drop zone. Now on my grade 3s, we're running 3 of the Break Ride, Prophecy, Celestial, Ramiel. Only running 3 because the Break Ride isn't as important in Angel Feathers as it is in some other decks. And I have a bunch of different ways to search her. Plus with all those tech grade 2s that I have with the No Seals, the Sariels, Danielle, and the Pegasuses, I had to cut something, so I had to cut down on the number of Ramiels. Her skill is rather underwhelming. She gets to plus 10,000 for the regular, like always, and you get the added card from your hand from the damage zone to your hand, and the top card. So she's a nice, again, she's a nice +1, which something that the deck needs is those +1s. You know, compared to other, I guess compared to other Break Rides, she's a little bit underwhelming, but she does exactly what you want for the deck, and is very nice to start off your combos when you ride your Metatron over Ramiel and start off with a free +1 damage swap right there. And then last but definitely not least, for Crimson Impact Metatron, probably one of my favorite cards in the game. I got my 4 SPs too. When she attacks a Vanguard, she gets plus 3,000, and then her limit break at the meager cost of Counterblast 1, which in this deck is pretty much free because I can just swap whatever I want to Counterblast back to my hand. Choose 2 of your Angel Feather rear guards and put them into your damage zone, and then choose 2 face-up Angel Feathers from your damage zone and call them to rear guard. So you pretty much get to set up your field however you want to by choosing. I'll do a quick explanation. So you want to have your Ramiel, Break Ride, Metatron. Hopefully by then you have a Pegasus or 2 out on the field to get the boost from doing this. So that's a plus 2,000 to those right there. And then this is when you want to go off into your plays. You want to go, you know, call your No Seal, call your Norel, use their skills to damage swap, and set up your damage zone as you want to. So you want to put your Danielles and stuff in the damage zone, maybe get some of your triggers from your damage zone back to your hands. You can guard with them later. And then use Metatron skill to Counterblast 1. Take these 2, put them in your damage zone, call them back, use their effects again to swap. All the while you're getting boosts to your Pegasus, so the 1 off the Break Ride, 2 off of Metatron skill, and maybe another like 2 or 4 more for just calling these guys back. You're going to be getting an easy 10k boost over here per card and just attacking for stupidly high numbers that your opponent's either going to have to waste a perfect guard or 2 to guard, or they're just going to have to take the damage because they don't have enough to guard if you're going to be attacking for over 30,000 damage for a column. And that's what Metatron does. Very combo based, very aggressive. Not quite like beatdown-ish, but when she goes off, it's going to hit for some very, very high rear guard numbers. And it's just a very, very fun deck to use. Unfortunately, Angel Feathers as a clan, especially this deck, is very susceptible to lock and retire skills. So that's something you have to be very, very mindful of how you leave stuff on the field. So the deck can be a little bit slow in some of the early games, as you don't want to just leave a useless No Seal or a useless Norel like on the field and waste their damage swapping skills when you don't have a pony out. So the deck appreciates as much advantage as you can. So you want to be a little bit conservative, take some damage, get your damage zone set up, and then you want to just go off for hyper offensive numbers during the turn that you ride Metatron. And just in Metatron, you just keep using her skill once a turn to keep swapping out cards, keep giving boosts. So once you get your plays going and you're able to protect your field, this deck becomes almost unstoppable. So let me know what you guys think of this deck. Definitely unique as far as builds go, as it's not quite so cookie cutter like some of the other archetypes are. or some of the other older sets are. It's a very unique, very fun deck. One of my friends online, I've seen some other people trying to mess around with this deck as well, trying to get this like to perfection, and I'd really, really like to hear your guys' opinion on this deck and maybe what I can do better to make it more consistent, or even to like continue some of my combo plays, even with some of the new stuff coming out. So please let me know what you guys think of this deck. Thanks for watching, YouTube, and peace out.